Hey, what's happening? Hope you're well. My name is Ashley Jeffers and I help people get more of what they want, whether that's time, money, or anything else. Last week, we talked about ideas for progression for this year and beyond. If you missed it, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. This week, we're going to talk about the next steps after you've got your idea. So if what you wanted to do was go down the network marketing route and it was with me, I'd just be like, don't even worry about investing your money. Let's just show the business and the services to your network, see what they think. If they think it's a good idea, then that might be an indication that you should do it. But if it was anything else, then I say that first of all, we need to double down on your idea. We need to be really specific about it. There's no room for vagueness here. What exactly is it that you want to do? Then there's a few questions you need to ask yourself. Why exactly do you want to start a business? If your answer is because Ash Jeffers told me to, you need a better reason. What is the problem that you're going to solve? Who's going to be your target customer, your target market? How big's the market? Sometimes it's better to have 1% of a huge market than 30% of a small one. That's how people end up making a lot of money on places like eBay and Amazon. Obviously, there's loads of people doing it, but if it's something that's popular, if you're just getting a little slice, you can make some decent money. Then you need to see if people are looking for what it is that you're wanting to do. And a good way to do this is using a free online tool. It's called Google Trends. Just go to trends.google.co.uk or .com if you're elsewhere. Type in a search term and it tells you how popular that search term is. And you can even compare it against a different search term. And I think it's really useful and it's one way to test your idea. Then you need to figure out what resources do you have? What people can you utilize? Which networks can you leverage? And what money do you have access to? What are your goals? What is it you actually want to achieve in your business? And outside of your business, what is it that you're hoping that your business will enable you to achieve in your personal life? An important one for me is your business scalable? And what I mean by that is, does your business have the capability to grow? Is there enough profit in it that you could afford to pay staff if and when you need to? Furthermore, are you so important to the operation that you couldn't just leave it to well-trained staff? Ultimately, if your business wouldn't be able to run if you wasn't a part of it, then it's not a real business. You've just created a job for yourself, which is okay if that's what you want and if you enjoy it. It's just important to be aware of this beforehand. Also, if you do start growing and getting loads more customers, first of all, could you handle it? And can you provide the service to that many customers that you would have given the customers when you only had a few? Can systems be put in place to handle a lot of the heavy lifting for the business? Another thing to find out sooner rather than later is, are there any regulations or licenses that apply to your industry? Certain industries you can't just jump into. Well, not legally anyways. If you're making alcohol or skin treatments or handling people's money, for example, it might be that the hoops that you need to jump through are just not worth it, or you don't think that they are, and you decide to change your idea. Another way to test your idea is to create a landing page for your product or service. This would be like a dummy ad that you could put out there to see if people would be interested in your idea before your idea even exists. Obviously, you don't want to upset anybody, so it's best that you make it clear that the launch of your product or service is pending. The page would just be explaining your product or service and, as if it does exist, and collecting details of potential customers who are interested. Obviously, not everybody who leaves their details will buy in the future, but it's an indication of whether or not your idea's got legs. If you need any help with how to do this, just drop me a message. It's quite simple and it can be done for free. Finally, if it's something that you can create a prototype or a basic version of for minimal costs, then get it in front of at least 50 people, preferably 50 of your target market. Get feedback on it, tweak it as you go along. Eventually, you'll either have a masterpiece or you'll come to the conclusion that you should just do something else. That's all for this week. Hope you got value from this week's Ash Wednesday. If you did, just type value. Please share this with anyone you think might get value from it also. Next week, we're going to go back to basics. I'm talking assets and liabilities, so don't miss that. Enjoy the rest of your